A Republican gubernatorial candidate in California is calling Auschwitz, the infamous concentration and death camp, a quote-unquote solution for homelessness. Perhaps the final one, right? Kyle Langford, who is currently the leading Republican candidate in California, which, by the way, in California, it's not very likely that he is going to win, but nonetheless, this is who the leading Republican is. He published a photo of himself at the entrance of Auschwitz, saying this: "My 0% unemployment plan." And there it is. I mean, the masks are off. The hoods are off. Hell, he's pretty much putting on the red armband.
The Republican Party's racist.
What else can you get from that? Are we supposed to believe the far right in this country are not Nazis? When they're talking like Nazis, they're posting like Nazis? I mean, why not call them out for what they are? I know, because, but that's mean. They don't like that. No, they don't like that. So, sad day for you. I'm going to call you what you are. You act like a Nazi, you talk like a Nazi, you're a Nazi. I'm going to call you a Nazi. Period. Now, Langford, by the way, when he was called out by the Auschwitz Memorial Museum, people who know what they're talking about, okay, they criticized him, and he's like, I'm going to double down. Here's what they said, quote, "The instrumentalization of the tragedy of all those imprisoned and murdered in the German Nazi concentration and extermination camp, Auschwitz, for political messaging is a profound moral failure. Auschwitz is not a prop, Kyle Langford. Your post is an affront to the dignity of the victims and a disturbing display of insensitivity and disregard for the horrifying human history." In response to that, of course, Langford posted this, quote, "My German ancestors smile upon me," and then thanked the organization for the shout out. Wow. In a separate post, he then said, "I wasn't joking. I think it is exactly what is needed to stabilize California and keep people safe." Keep people safe. Which people? I mean, look, he not only called this a solution, but called this a, quote, Auschwitz, a beautiful work camp. That was it's not a work camp. It was a death camp. Look, this is not just somebody being provocative. They actually believe this stuff. This is not being edgy for shock value. Okay? This goes way beyond that. This man is talking like a Nazi. And he wants you to know, I'm proud of it. Well, yes, I want you to hear it because I'm proud of it. And of course, his comments came just days after President Donald Trump signed an executive order allowing the forcible institutionalization of unhoused people whom he called mentally ill. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So how long until they start sending people to work camps? I mean, it's not like RFK Jr. didn't already float that idea. He did. And how long before those work camps for the mentally ill criminals get turned into death camps? That's how this goes. That's how this goes. They didn't start with the ovens. No, it started with putting the so-called undesirables into camps like this, or into alligator Alcatraz, okay? Again, the unhoused, the mentally ill, again, you already have people who are allegedly criminals, which, again, most of them are not, getting sent to alligator Alcatraz. People, again, in these camps that have been denied basic human dignity and rights. Again, the detainees, have been barred from meeting their attorneys. They're being held many of them, without any charges. And not only that, but federal immigration court has canceled bond hearings, so they can't bond out. So they're stuck there. 72% of them have no criminal history. That's right. They're being held in terrible conditions. Cages filled with mosquitoes, where you have fluorescent lights shining on you so you can't sleep 24/7. Unsanitary conditions. Barely any food. And that's not saying that it's even edible, right? I don't know if it's edible, but I've heard it's not. No medical care for people with their conditions. They're even allegedly beaten by guards. I mean, this is a camp. This is a concentration camp. We already have the beginnings of the death camps. This is how it starts. And now we have Republican politicians openly agreeing with the Nazis and spouting Nazi rhetoric. If you're trying to convince me that these Republicans are not Nazis, I mean, you're going to have a real hard time trying to convince anybody outside your little cult that they're not Nazis. Because they absolutely, without question, are. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you become a member on our YouTube page, you become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.